What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Prop Wiz. I'm your host, the Wiz. Today, we're still in the month of October. Now, I'm slow at editing, so I'm not sure if this is hitting the airwaves by October. As of the time of this recording, it's still October, so I thought it'd be cool to do one or two items related to Halloween or related to the horror genre. And I have some items in here that's been collecting dust, man. Today, we'll be reviewing this Friday the 13th mask. Dude, this bad boy's been sitting in the corner for, I don't know, man, probably about 2 years, maybe 3 years. What usually happens is, man, I buy a bunch of toys. I got a bunch of toys, stuff that I collect. I stack it up here, especially the stuff I don't have room for. I usually stack it up here specifically to open up on this show. At the same time, I got a stack. If you've seen some of my other episodes, you probably know I got a stack of stuff in the basement in my collectible room, also waiting to be opened up on the show. And then every now and then, I think like a suit, start acting like a suit, and be trying to get ahead of the algorithm. I get a new toy. Of course, that new toy is probably more important to review. Long story short, the stack in here has gotten forgotten, man. I forgot I had this thing. Dude, there's dust on it. A lot of dust. I actually went into the local comic book store here, man. Killer Finds, man, my favorite shop here. And the homie at the counter was rocking this mask, and I had the nerve to ask him where he got it, as if I was going to get it, forgetting the fact that I already got one. Anyway, that's my long intro. Let's get to the point. Jason mask, man, is by Neca. Checking out the packaging, nothing special. You know what I'm saying? Nothing about this package that's gonna scream, keep it, but not horrible either, man. This is probably one of those collectibles, I'm guessing, that's probably is specific to Halloween. They probably know collectors like me is gonna cop it, probably having it hanging up, but I'm sure this is something they probably made knowing a lot of people is probably gonna be rocking it. Along that same line, this feels like something that doesn't sell out. Now, I don't know what the official thing is out online or on shelves, but I know every time I go into the comic book store, any comic book store here or in Atlanta, I feel like I see one of these on the shelf, man. It feels like something that doesn't sell out. If it does disappear on the shelf, usually you see it on the shelf during Halloween time, especially I think Spirit Halloween is the last place I've seen one of these at before. So I'm reviewing something that's very, very old. More than likely, you done seen reviews of it, you done seen it, but the positive is if you haven't, there's probably still a chance you can get your hands on one of these for fairly cheap. I guess to go along with the Halloween theme, I decided to open this bad boy with a knife. Note to self, this kind of packaging is probably easier with scissors to open. Okay. Obviously, we decided not to keep the packaging, so we'll get rid of that. Super dope, man. First impressions right out of the box, man. Taking it out of the box, there's some weight to it. It almost feels like it's made out of a resin or something. Doesn't quite feel plastic. It might very well be plastic. I'm not an expert on the subject. But just in terms of materials that I'm familiar with, it feels like a resin. And that might be what's giving it its weight, man. It feels hefty. It doesn't feel like a cheap mask. On the other hand, resin, in my opinion, almost have like a glass feeling to it. Like I don't know if the flexibility, I feel like if I drop this and throw it at the ground and it cracks, is gone. In other words, I do think plastic is more durable. I might be completely wrong with that, but right out of the box, man, it feels sturdy enough. The texture on it is crazy. Just going over the obvious stuff, man, you got, or actually I'll say besides the obvious stuff, there's these little itty bitty scratches all throughout there, man, just very, very random. It doesn't look machine done. So this doesn't look like something, again, absolutely probably is, something that came off a factory line, but just the abstractness of the details, man. I mean, there's scratches and look like blood smeared, just very, very subtle blood spots here and there. Dog, they did a good job on this, man. This is one of those things, even in the packaging, on the shelf, reason why I bought it, I could tell it was dope. I could tell it was different than some of the other stuff that's been out there. Sometimes you don't get a chance to study, especially being this prop thing, man. I learn a lot when I'm building props and building stuff. You kind of learn little details that you don't see with the eyes until you get in there and actually do it. Those little details, like these scratches, the coloring, or I should say the discoloring of it, gives it this level of detail, man. It just makes it look more real than it is. On top of that, it's pretty cool. We got the actual button or snap things on either side of the bottom. I'm gonna check and see, I don't know. So, yep, the straps snap off. You got to snap here. You got to snap down there. That snap, I don't know if it's workable. I don't know if it matters. Again, I got to look. I'm not sure. I'm not familiar with that detail. It's weird. I can tell you right from the jump, man, this is very, very accurate to the movie, but I'm saying that based off of my memory. I'm actually gonna have to look at a picture of it. But some of the obvious things like the axe mark, the side that the axe mark is on with the blood. I do remember the nose being rubbed off, like all the paint had been rubbed off here on the nose. And of course, some of the logo being missing. Now, what I don't remember is this gray. So it looks like where the paint is rubbed over, underneath is gray. So I guess that's what that's simulating here as well, that the red done rubbed off and under the red is the base color, which is gray. I don't really remember that part being gray. I thought it was the same color as that, but I could be wrong. Overall, it's not something I would complain about. I get the idea. Just from looking at it from afar, it definitely looks like the mask from Friday the 13th. By the way, this is from Friday the 13th, the final chapter. Now, some other things that I think is cool. The hockey mask here seems to be warped a little bit. Again, I don't know if that's accurate or not to the movie. For me, it definitely gives it a realistic feeling, this worn mask. So even if it's not accurate, I like it. It's cool. There's nothing on the inside of the mask that's going to make this look comfortable to wear. There's no cushions in there or anything. So if you're like me, who's old and don't like discomfort, you might want to put some kind of, foam or something in there just to make it a little bit more comfortable when it's resting on your face, forehead, nose, whatever the case may be. Not the biggest thing in the world. As far as wearing the mask, it's dope. I think it is. I can't see. I'm trying to do this with the hat on. Look menacing enough? It's the beard, right? It's the beard. That's why you're staring at me right now, right? It's the beard. Anyway, dude, real dope piece, man. And I will say, after putting it on and wearing it, man, you might not need it. It actually wasn't that uncomfortable to wear. So anyway, super duper quick review, man. I didn't want to spend too much time. It's not a lot to it, right? It's a mask. You wear it. Now, if you're a fan of the Friday the 13th movies, I love to hear your comments. I'm absolutely a fan, but I'm a fan that it's been a while since I watched these movies. I think I did watch one of them. I watched part 3 the other day, and that was prior. The majority of the movie, he didn't even have a hockey mask. In fact, I think that's the movie he actually started wearing the hockey mask, if I'm not mistaken. But the final chapter, I'm far from that, man. I haven't watched that in some years. But back in the day, that was my favorite Jason movie, specifically because I'm an artist, man. I really, really love the way Jason looked. I remember this cut in the mask. Like, that to me was just super dope and super different, right? The box art for that film, because I do have own the movie downstairs, and the movie poster, I don't know if it was the official movie poster, but I know one of the movie posters actually had this mask, laying down just the mask by itself. I think it had a knife through one of the eye holes and might have had the axe in there. But regardless, this mask was not just part of that movie, but it was part of the advertisement for that movie as well. So this is one of those things that'll look cool, not just wearing it again for Halloween, but something I can stick on the wall, just like my Freddy gloves. I rock my Freddy gloves. As expensive as those things are, I do rock them during Halloween. The rest of the year is sitting on the shelf somewhere as a display, as an art piece. So this one would be right up there with that, man. But anyway, again, leave some comments, man. Let me know what your thoughts are on this thing. Is this something you own, something you plan on getting? Also, just like with the Freddy thing, man, when I posted the Freddy glove, man, tons of people hit me up with custom links, man, where people do custom gloves. Do they got something like that for Jason? Let me know, man. Send me some links, man, or some things that I can research and look up. At the same time, as someone that 3D prints, man, this might be a cool project, something easy to 3D print as well. So anyways, if you like this video, please hit the like button. If you haven't already, please subscribe. As always, love you guys to death, and I'll check you out next time, all right?
Yo, of course she's gorgeous, looking like a porcelain doll, until she metamorphoses into someone dark, cold hard, plus it's covered with scars. Her thoughts turn the hardest squad into a group of Ichabod's. Hollow inside, never swallowing pride. You follow her kind, I promise nice will follow behind. So watch your back before you just happen to die. Just ask her what happened to Matt, Brad, and the last guy. Just ask her why she's attracted to death in a life disguised as a happy wife that's fine drinking wine to wind down. But watch for the signs now. She's the reason I sleep, but open one eye now. In fact, I take my eyelid to my eyebrows. Just imagine a scene where you fall asleep and you might drown. I mean, somewhere where there's no water around.